Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a new Blu-ray update. We're going to start off this video with not an unboxing, but just going to show you guys something that I received in the post this morning. This is a gift from a fellow YouTuber who got in touch with me a while ago. It's Spencer, or Mr. Spencer 3123, I think I got that right. Fellow YouTuber, great YouTuber with a great channel, whose link I'll leave below. Really big on his kind of steel books and things like that. But anyway, he got in touch with me. I think it was a few weeks ago now, and asked if he could send me something, like a kind of gift or whatnot. So I said, of course, send it through. I PM'd in my address, and to be 100% honest, I'd forgotten all about it. Kind of January was hectic and everything, and it came today, and there was a little note that he was kind enough to write me, and I'll read it to you before I kind of reveal the item itself. And it was to Movie Steve 1780. Sorry for sending this gift late, but it had been a mad few weeks. So here is the gift I said I would send you. Hope you have not got it. If you have, you can sell it or trade it on. One of your fans, Mr. Spencer, Spencer, aka Mr. Spencer. Is it 5? No, it's 3123, I think. All the very best. Hope you enjoy the gift. So, very cool. Like I say, I'd forgotten all about it, so it kind of turned up today, and I kind of cracked it open, and it was in fact, I think this is the French edition of the Matrix trilogy in the not a steel book, but is it a metal pack or an iron pack? I'm sure you kind of steelbook metal pack enthusiast guys will tell me. Might be an iron pack, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, this is the French edition, containing the whole trilogy. Very cool, great artwork on the top there, an embossed title, all 3 films, and like I said, it's a pack that opens like this, and inside there is Blu-ray digibook, La Trilogie Matrix, and inside you've got all 3 Matrix films on Blu-ray, which is very cool. So Spencer, mate, that is top stuff. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'd forgotten all about it, so what a great surprise and a great item, mate. You really didn't have to. I'll be in touch, buddy, and we'll sort something out. I'll get you something sent. I've actually got I've got the original Matrix on, the kind of the digibook that they put out in the States. And was always meaning to kind of pick up the other 2, and obviously now all in one great edition. So Spencer, once again, mate, thank you very much, very much appreciated, and I'll be in touch and we'll sort something out. Right, onto the update proper. A few titles to show you here. I've got a few more that I'm going to hold back for another update because I haven't had a chance to unwrap them or watch them yet. I'm trying to kind of watch as much as I can lately. I'm really kind of getting into it. Trying to clear some of the movies off the kind of watch list, if you like. It's just building up. But I've got half a dozen titles here that I've managed to get through in the past few weeks. Some of them I've just received, and some of them have kind of been from Christmas. First up, finally picked up Blade Runner. This is the final cut. Now this is just the 2-disc special edition version that I was lucky enough to get for Christmas. I'm not going to kind of massively go into the plot of this. A couple of discs there. I think it's is one of them a special features disc? I think it might be a special features disc. Yeah, the Dangerous Days making of documentary, which is excellent. Yep, I mean, great cover art. It's Blade Runner. It's a sci-fi masterpiece. Excellent. One of my favourite Ridley Scott films. And as you'll all know by now, because I'm sure you've all seen this or own this, Transfer is amazing. Yeah, Blade Runner. Awesome stuff. Next up, I got Wolfgang Petersen's World War II submarine masterpiece, Das Boot. This is a film. I remember watching this film a long time ago, and I think it was on VHS. Might have been on VHS, but it's been a long time since I've seen this, and I've had a couple of attempts to watch it on TV when it's been on TV. But this is the director's cut, the 2-disc special edition director's cut, and I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I think I owned it on a DVD copy. I don't think I do now. Possibly not. No. That I watched kind of bits and pieces of just to kind of test out some surround sound on it, because I think it had a great surround soundtrack. But finally picked it up on Blu-ray, and I've been watching some of the special features on this, some of the documentaries. There's some excellent documentaries from like the 80s on this. This is one of the Sony Classics, spine number 8 on the Sony Classic series. They come in these kind of slip covers that have gold embossed titling on them. But yeah, a Wolfgang Petersen film. A lot of people might know him more for directing was it The Perfect Storm? It's kind of a modern Wolfgang Petersen film that you might be more familiar with. But this really is a kind of classic, a World War II classic about the crew on a German submarine, and just done so well. The kind of production design and just the atmosphere that's kind of created for this film. It's so kind of, sounds a bit strange, but it's so kind of like dense and sweaty and claustrophobic, and the kind of sound helps a lot with that. Obviously the actors, the direction, it's just a really, really great kind of it's something different, like so many World War II films that are made about the kind of conflicts on land and things like that it's great to see. There's not many of these great submarine films out. I would kind of say Crimson Tide, I really enjoyed that. To a lesser extent, I think it's U-571, that's another decent submarine film. But this is probably the king of kind of submarine movies, of which I'll admit there aren't many, but you can pick this up relatively cheap as well, and I'd recommend it. Definitely pick this up if you kind of spot it. The next up is, I should say, is a film called Monsters. Now this is like a lenticular sleeve there, which is pretty cool. This is a low budget film from, I don't know if was it early last year? I think it was early last year. I remember managing to catch this in a cinema because it had a really limited cinema release around where I live, and I was lucky enough to catch it. And I don't think anybody was in the cinema watching it, barely anybody anyway, but it's a really, really great film. It's about basically the aftermath of an alien invasion and kind of what the world would be like. And like I say, it's done on a very low budget, and it basically has a man and a woman who get kind of thrown together. She's the daughter of the man's boss, I think, if I remember rightly, and he's a photographer. And they're going to kind of, it's like a road trip movie basically, but through this kind of ravaged South American countryside that you see remnants of like civilization or alien craft, and there's like a kind of background war going on with these aliens. You see kind of planes flying overhead and things like that. And like the kind of CG in it isn't very obvious and is used very sparingly. So you kind of just get glimpses of these creatures, these monsters that are kind of wandering around the earth, having invaded or been in the process of invading the earth, I suppose. Definitely worth checking out. I mean, it might be one that's kind of gone under the radar. It might have like wandered into kind of the cult sci-fi arena now. But definitely worth checking out. The ending, I know a lot of people who watched it, kind of on Blu-ray and DVD and were really disappointed in the ending or felt a bit let down by the end. I think the ending's excellent. I love the kind of final sequence, the final shot. Worth kind of, worth sitting through the film, and worth the payoff if you like. But that's Monsters, and there's a lot of some bits on it. There's commentary with the director, a guy called Gareth Edwards, and behind the scenes features and editing featurettes and things like that. So again, Monsters, definitely worth picking up. Check that out if you can. Next up is Nowhere Boy. This is a Sam Taylor Wood film starring Aaron Johnson, who you might know better as the lead guy from Kick-Ass. I'm a big fan of this film. Again, not a lot of people are kind of aware of this film, or certainly not some of the people that I speak to, maybe on YouTube or some of my kind of friends on this side of the camera. It's about the life of like a young John Lennon, him growing up in Liverpool, and the very beginning of the kind of formation of the Beatles, but more about his family life, I think, and his kind of dysfunctional private life, if you like, being raised by his aunt and being separated from his mother. His mother is, obviously comes back into the story in this, but I'm a big Lennon fan, I'm a big Beatles fan, so I enjoy this. I enjoy obviously the music, the kind of time period. I think Aaron Johnson did a very good job. So difficult to kind of to play characters like this who are so much in the public eye, The one thing I was disappointed about this film, I felt that the a young Paul McCartney appears during it, and I just felt that the actor playing it, it might just be me, I might be wrong. I felt the actor playing it, he looked about 6 years old, and I don't know what the age difference was between them both. I can't remember, but that kind of threw me a little bit. I just felt like all of a sudden this little kid turned up who was supposed to be Paul McCartney. I might be completely wrong, you know, I apologise. But really, really great film. Definitely worth checking out. Again, this has got a lot of special features that I haven't had a chance to look at yet, the making ofs and interviews and things like that, so really looking forward to checking that out. But that's Nowhere Boy, so that's worth checking out, guys, if you can get hold of that. Next up was a title I picked up, and I'll admit primarily this was like £2 or something on HMV for a brief time. Might still be actually. That's Michael Jackson's This Is It. I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan. I do enjoy his music. Don't agree with some of the choices that he made personally during his lifetime, but I'm a big fan of his music. Of, you know, the artist himself. I think he was kind of beyond talented, excellent performer. And this was really interesting. I went to see this at the cinema way back in the day when it came out, and I think it was 2010, 2009, 2010. I'm not sure. And it's basically, you know, the kind of rehearsal period for this final show that he was going to do. He was going to do something like 40 or 50 dates or something amazing like that. Maybe even more. It's something ridiculous. And I think he's rehearsing at the O2 Arena in London. And I remember watching this and seeing him rehearse and sing and things like that. And, you know, at that point, I think everyone thought he'd lost his mind, or certainly, you know, I think he was like 50 years old or something. But for a 50-year-old guy, that guy was still dancing around and singing and stuff like that. And, you know, he still had it. So it would have been interesting to see if he could have pulled all those dates off when he made that tour. So it's a bit of a shame, you know, that you could have never seen this. I love the cover art on this. And like I said, you know, this is in Boston, it's a slipcover, and this was like £2 or something, I think, from HMV. And it has like a kind of picture book inside it, and you know, the single disc there, so a real bargain, and definitely something I'm going to look forward to sitting down and checking out again. So there's a lot of making of featurettes in there. There's 8 featurettes, so for a couple of pounds, definitely worth a pick up. And finally this week, guys, something that's just come recently in the last day or two that I haven't had a chance to put in yet, and that's Cleopatra, starring the awesome Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, who is one of my favourite actors from that era, Rex Harrison, Martin Landau, you know, the list goes on. Directed by Joseph Mankiewicz. This is the 50th anniversary edition. Now this, I've seen this like, I don't know, half a dozen times. Owned it, you know, a few times on DVD and whatnot, and this is one of my favourite. It's so cheesy and over the top, and this is one of my favourite genres, if you like. I love these epics. I love these epics from the kind of 50s and 60s, things like Ben-Hur, and I watched recently The Fall of the Roman Empire. That was 64, I think, but you know, El Cid. I love all those. I love those Sunday afternoon kind of big Technicolor epics, if you like, and this is probably like, you know, the daftest one out of them all, but in a really good way. The only thing I thought was a bit of a shame with this is that it came in just a kind of single slipcase release like this. And I know it might not hold the kind of same, or come with the same kind of baggage or whatever, not baggage, but the same kind of, you know, the lofty admiration that films like Ben-Hur and things come with. But I was really hoping it was going to come in like a big box set, like the big kind of 50th anniversary editions of Ben-Hur and Gone with the Wind and things like that. So I know maybe it's not right to name it in the same sentence as those films, but I would have loved something like that, some big cheesy box set of this. But I've heard the transfer looks amazing on this. There's 2 discs. There's you know, a lot of the features I recognise from the DVD. Cleopatra, the film that changed Hollywood, which I remember being a colossal documentary. I think it was like probably almost as long as the film, which is incidentally about 3 hours long, possibly longer. Oh, crikey, 251 minutes long. So yeah, it's like 4 hours long. But I'm definitely looking forward to you know, getting a spare Sunday afternoon and banging in Cleopatra, and I'll look forward to that. Right, that's it, guys. Just a quick, well, you know, 15-minute update, I should say. But yep, to kind of summarise, Spencer, mate, thank you very much for that gift. Awesome. We'll sort something out. I'll be in touch. And just showing you some of the things that I've picked up recently. Plenty more to come. I'm hoping to do a digibook, or media book if you like, update very soon. I've had a few of those come in from the States. There's been a few bargains to have been had on Amazon.com, so I've been picking up a few of those bits and pieces, and yeah, cool. Right, I'll see you all guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching this update, and take care. Bye bye.